Yes, 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 people. How are we all? Welcome to a review, preview, whatever it is. It's going to be hard to review that Crystal Palace game because it was dreadful, but we'll see what we can do. And we'll also be previewing the 17th fixture against Wolves that we've got this year. So, where do I even start with Crystal Palace? Because I'll touch on the Naby Keita stuff later. I will touch on the Naby Keita stuff later. 'Cause I think that deserves its own section of the stream for it. But that was just really fucking boring, wasn't it? That was just really, really, really boring. Like from minute one, it was a chore to watch, and like where we were last year, we've fallen so far from that, and it really doesn't make sense considering that we've not lost players, we've added players, and we're in this situation. It really doesn't make sense to me just how steep this fall off is. So then you've got to point the fingers elsewhere, sort of thing. You've got to point the fingers elsewhere, and look, we were absolutely horrific, absolutely horrific. But there are certain people, there are certain parts of that squad that needs to be touched upon more. But let's get into the comments first off. Big ups yourself, mate. No, I haven't been McCoolies. Big up yourself, Pablo. Big up yourself, EK. I want that Robbie Fowler 96 away shirt. It's a nice one. It's a nice one. I'll say that. It's like one of the first ones I remember because I remember that couch shirt. That was the first one when I ever went to a game. But the first like highlights thing I ever got shown by my dad were the Robbie Fowler brace against Manchester United at Old Trafford, and that was the kit he wore. Amazing game for you and the youth team. I've been telling everyone you should be starting over Salah. Joke how he's getting 250k a week instead of you. Oh, this Ben Doak thing, it's never going to go away, is it? It's never going to go away. Oh, my good God. Thank you, I guess. Thank you. But yeah, look, let's start off with the attack because they really didn't do a lot. Salah, he hit the bar. He hit the bar in the second half. That's like the closest we got. But apart from that, he was nowhere to be seen. Gakpo missed a big chance at the end. I think the keeper ended up saving it, but he missed a decent chance. Crap. And Diogo Jota, you could tell, he hit the post, and I don't think he's ever expected to put that one in from that tight angle. But it's just weird. It really, really is just weird. What else is there? The midfield's getting its own separate section. Trent was awful, absolutely shocking. So blasé, so naive, so just lazy and nonsensical at the back with the ball. Really, really fucking annoying. Matip, shit. He's been shit all season, and it continued then. Van Dijk, the best of a bad bunch at the back, are we saying? Are we saying he was the best of a bad bunch? Probably. Robertson, I don't even know what he done. Could not tell you what Robertson done, so can't exactly slag him off or anything. I just don't think he was very good because I don't think a lot of people were very good. Alisson was sound because he's Alisson. No, can't. I struggle to say a bad word about that man. But the midfield. When Ben came into our preview stream and told me that would be the midfield, my reaction was not very happy. It was not a very happy reaction. Not at all. I mean, just you could tell from a mile away that midfield was never going to work. It was never going to work, that midfield. You'd had Henderson and Milner and Keita. That midfield started the exact same fixture in 2018. It's been 5 years. It's been 5 years, and we're still starting the same midfield three. The exact same midfield three. It doesn't make sense to me. It really does not make sense to me. Why out of all the midfielders you could have dropped for Crystal Palace, I was expecting you to rotate your midfield. That's fine. But why do you keep Henderson as the one on the pitch? Why him? Why? Because he's not a natural six. Or he might market himself as one. He's not a good six. So we just ended up with a 38-year-old pensioner, James Milner. Crap. Mind you, no, James Milner was all right because I have such low expectations for him that he did all right by them expectations. Henderson was dog shit. Jordan Henderson annoyed the living daylights out because what I need from my centre mid or my DM or what a midfielder in my team, I need someone who's positive on the ball. I need someone who carries a threat going forwards. Jordan Henderson ended up blocking our best chance of the game, our best shot of the game from going into the net. And then when we were trying to progress the ball from the midfield, he was turning backwards and playing it back to the defence. We're not going to win games through Joel Matip. Go forwards with it. It was so annoying. I thought Harvey Elliott, when he came on for Naby Keita, I thought he started off well. He was bright to start off with, and then he tailed off. Which was annoying, and it's an issue that he has. But Keita, let's touch on Keita because Naby Keita was really bad. Naby Keita was really, 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 really bad. But there's been a discourse around the man, and it always happens when our midfield has a bad game. It always happens when our midfield has a bad game. You get the journalists, you get certain journalists. So I won't name names, but you all know. You all know the company that produces these articles. They come out when the midfield has a bad game and pin it all on Naby Keita. Just today, Naby Keita, with an article describing all the bad things he'd done in that game, despite the fact that Jordan Henderson was just as bad, despite the fact that James Milner was just as bad. But no, we're going to single out Naby Keita. I understand why Naby Keita should have been questioned. That's fine. But he wasn't the only one who should have been questioned. But they act like he's the only one. And it happened against Atletico Madrid last year after the man scored. The man scored an absolute screamer at the Wanda Metropolitano. But there was articles coming out the next day that he was the problem. That he was the reason that they came back into the game. That he was this, he was that. Jordan Henderson, silent. Jordan Henderson cannot be. How dare you try and question Jordan Henderson? Whoa. How dare you try and question James Milner? Whoa. It's stupid. This discourse, this narrative around Keita is stupid. Yes, he was bad. Yes, he deserves to go off. He probably should have been took off in the first half. That's how bad he was. But he was not the only problem in the midfield. But they make it out like he is. And don't take it as me defending Naby Keita and saying he's boss, he's this, he's that. Because I'm more than happy for Naby Keita to do one. I'm more than happy for that to be Naby Keita's last ever game for this football club. But on a personal level for him, I feel for him because he doesn't deserve that level of discourse. He doesn't deserve that. When others are just as bad, but they get treated fine because they're the captain or because they're English. It's a joke. And it really grinds me because they don't even try and hide it, man. They don't even try and hide it. Anyway, who are we up to? Big up yourself, Ryan. Good to see you. We're actually being linked with balls. I saw the Alexis McAllister links. I'd love Alexis McAllister, Enzo Lafay as well. To be fair, most midfielders we could buy are ballers compared to what we've got. So we miss Darwin so much. Obviously, we miss Darwin so much. We have no other avenue of attack. We have no one else who's direct. We have no one else who's positive. We have no one else who actually gives it to score some goals and win some games. I was gutted yesterday, but at least I'm not Chelsea with a 600 mil squad getting slapped by Spurs. Enzo Fernandez, Enzo Fernandez. Bit of a dodgy one from him. Cleared the ball straight to Skip. Really bad clearance. Ooh. Why did Hendo block Trent's free kick? Because Jordan Henderson's crap. The best part about that video is if he doesn't jump, I don't get why he's jumped, to be honest. I think you could get a team of NASA scientists to analyse that video and they wouldn't understand why the fuck Jordan Henderson's jumped. But Jordan Henderson's jumped like he's in the wall and blocked it. He's had to go out of the way. He's supposed to be part of the wall to be a distraction or something. He goes out of his way, out of his position, jumps like he's still in the wall and blocks it when it was going into the net. But hey ho, he's Captain Fantastic. We can't criticise him. Yada yada fucking yada. Joke. Henderson and Harvey situation needs a talk about. Henderson and Harvey look. Harvey Elliott should not be playing centre mid. And even though he started brightly, he stank up the last 25 minutes. In the same breath, I think everyone stunk up on the last 25 minutes. So, it swings in roundabout sort of thing. But, I mean, Jordan Henderson was crap and there's no excuse for that. Robbo being absolute shite. Andy Robertson is a weird one because I like Andy Robertson. Obviously, I like Andy Robertson. I think he's a fantastic left back. I think he's our best left back. But I think he also needs a break. I think he needs a rest. I think we need to do what we do every time with him, where Tsimikas comes in for a game or two. It gives him it lets him rest, it lets him recover, and then he gets to kick up the arse. But no, we insist on Robertson starting every game. Don't make sense to me. Does not make sense to me. If Klopp doesn't want Carvalho, we'll take him off your hands, no problem. I don't know why my manager is so against him. I really don't. I think Fabio Carvalho is a fantastic little player. I think Fabio Carvalho has so much potential. I think Fabio Carvalho should be playing for this team, especially when you see he's getting game time. And if he's what, the only thing is, I don't think he's an 8 yet, so I don't know where he'd fit in Newcastle, but he definitely deserves to be playing football. So should be. Big up yourself, Agon. Milner right back. I lost hope in winning that game when I saw that happen. I lost hope in winning that game in the 45th minute, mate. Listen to realism as well. If you've not already hit that like button and subscribe to the channel while you're here so you don't miss out the next video that I do. So you don't miss out because it might be tomorrow. It might be something just a little bit different. Let's have a quick look and see how many likes we are on now. Sick. Come on, we can get up to double figures likes. Come on, we can get up to double figures likes. I just got your notification now. Nah, YouTube's slacking on it. YouTube are awful with the notifications. Case of the one-man cast of Holby City. He's horrific. He's horrific, but I don't think he deserves the discourse he's got today. What solutions do we have within the squad, Tom? To get the best result out of the end of this season, we need Alisson, Trent, Van Dijk, Konate, Robertson, Bajcetic, Thiago, Salah, Gakpo, Jota, Nunez in a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-3-1 and just go with all the attacking quality. I'm not going to name him, I'm not going to confirm, but yes, yourself, Techers Dave. Good to see you, lad. Good to see you. Keep Thiago and sell the rest of the midfielders. Keep Bajcetic as well. Bajcetic is all right. Big up yourself, Revenite. Unconscious bias is very common in the UK media, isn't it? Just, lad, isn't it? Just, I don't think, and it's never been more common in the Liverpool part of it until you actually look at who gets the blame when we don't play well. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. Imagine Barella's 60 mil. I love Barella, but I don't think... My thing is, I don't think Italians like to leave Italy, which is fine. But there's always that worry about it. Barella's a fantastic player. Barella's an absolutely fantastic player, but I don't know how much I believe the stories. Bellingham, McAllister, Barella, Lafay, they're actual midfielders with actual ability that we're interested in. Barella and Bellingham in the same window, we can dream. We can, I mean... That would be the dream, but I still think we need a DM in there. I do think we need a DM in there. Hendo jumped like a dog at a park trying to catch a tennis ball. Jordan, there is no explaining what he done. There's no explaining it. Darwin has become one of our most important players. He's our main threat. 100% he is. 100%. Robert's burnt out. Poor guys never had the rest of us in Scotland. It's a joke, but we don't help ourselves with it. Sometimes you just, shouldn't play him. But no, we don't help ourselves with it. Where does Carvalho play in a 4-3-3? Carvalho doesn't play in a 4-3-3. Carvalho should have played in the 10 when we played a formation that had a 10, like we'd done for half the season. But no, we didn't do that. So, what's the point, man? What's the point? McAllister is mid, and I've never heard about that Lafitte fella. Jubarella, Rice, I'd love it, and I think I deserve it. I quite like McAllister. I really do like McAllister. I think he's a proper little player. But I just don't know whether we'd use him right because of the profile that we want to bring in elsewhere. But I don't think he's mid. I think he's going to make a fantastic career of himself. He was fantastic for Argentina in the World Cup, especially in that final. So I disagree with that one. I quite like Alexis McAllister. Who do you want at DM? I'll go with Palhinha or Ugarte. Declan Rice. Declan, the best DM on the market. Thoughts on Enzo Lafitte? I've got to be honest, I'm a rally. Can't say I've ever sat there and watched FC Lorient for long enough to comment on Enzo Lafitte, but his numbers look good and his comparisons look good, so I can just go off that and say he's decent. We are dog shit, lads. There's no two ways about it. We're not great. I'll give you that. We are not great at all, and it's really, really weird. It's really, really weird. Some meaty source says Madrid want Fabinho for 70 million euros. If that was true, which it definitely isn't, then take that money and run. If Real Madrid want to pay 70 million for Fabinho, go do me driving test. Go pass it. Buy me first car, get the insurance, so I can drive him to Madrid myself. He wouldn't even go by airport. I'd drive him to Madrid myself. 70 mil. Jesus Christ. I'd be all over that. Love little Enzo Lafitte, but we have that type already, and he's called Carvalho, and we don't use him. See, from what I've gathered about Lafitte, he's in a pivot. So he's like, what's the best way I can describe it? What double pivot? Like, he would have been like an Alonso, but with less passing range and more dribbling. That type, he's the playmaker in a pivot, which is a bit weird considering our fit, but yeah. Oh shit, hello Sonny, mate. Been a long time. Good to see you, lad. Good to see you. Apparently, Inter might have some financial issues and may have to sell Barella. Again, I think, though, they just push someone else out the door before Barella. Like, they have players that can get the money. They might sooner sell Lautaro Martinez than Barella, but who knows? If he's on the market, I'd take him. I'm hearing a swap deal between Diaz and Leao. Would you take that deal? Yes, but it's not happening. Rafael Leao will sign a new contract at AC Milan. 100% he will, and then it's done. Would you sign McAllister or Mount? Wait, why am I thinking McAllister? I don't want Mason Mount. I was thinking about something else then. Jesus Christ, no. McAllister over Mason Mount every day of the week and twice on Sunday. I'm still confident Jude will come. I think Jude will come as well. I think there's a lot of work that we've done to get Jude to come in. Yeah. Brozovic, your thoughts? Decent player, but I don't know. Like, because I just think age-wise and profile for what I want in a 6, I think we can do a little bit better. I don't rate Simicast highly, but he's good enough to come in for the occasional game to give Robbo. Yeah, that's what he's there for. We don't use him for it. I really like Palhinha, to be honest, such a good player. I agree. Palhinha's a boss little player. And if we ended up with Palhinha, I wouldn't sit there and be annoyed about it. I'd actually quite enjoy it. I've been enjoying watching him for Fulham this year. But he's 28, and I think we need to do work on a little bit younger profiles than that. Just a little bit younger. How the hell did Van Disney get in the men's up to 11? Because he put for the past, well, during the World Cup, he was the Dutch captain. He had a decent World Cup. and he was good last year. Or I don't think he should get in based off this year. To be honest, I think it should have been Thiago Silva, but hey ho. Would you keep Henderson as a backup or sell him completely? The issue with selling Henderson completely is no one wants to buy him, so I'd unfortunately have to keep him as a backup. Should we bring back Pedro Chidavella? Jesus Christ, that's a name I haven't heard in a while. But no, we shouldn't. I like Diaz a lot, but I would swap him for Leao in a heartbeat. Leao is better, younger, and less injury prone. Rafael Leao was a game winner, and I don't think Diaz is that yet. Whether Diaz can become that, I don't know, but I don't think he is that yet. But I also don't think that swap deal would ever happen. So, yeah. Enzo Lafebe plays in a pivot, but plays as a 10. I think he would make a good 8. A midfield 3 of Paulinho, Barella, and Bellingham. I'll see you at the Trophy Parade in May 2024. It's about the backups. It's about backups because I love that midfield 3 to Bost. It's actually really well balanced as well, but it's very like we have to have a backup 6, and I don't want Fabinho to be that because I don't think he's very good anymore. You've got Thiago, you've got Bajcetic, but then what? We'd have to buy someone else, and I don't know who I'd slot in there. But it's a very strong midfield 3 that, yeah. I just don't see it happening. Bellingham is defo coming, just waiting for that announcement. Bellingham, I'll be. I know he's going to come. I'm so confident he's going to come, but I'm shocked that with the way we've played this year, we've still favourites for him. I really like Brozovic, but Barella's defo best. I don't think they play the same role. That's the thing. I think Brozovic is more of a deep player. Barella's a box-to-box. In a midfield of Milner, Cage, and Henderson, Carvalho need to find a way into that team, even if it's a formation change. 100%. Once again, I've been saying it since the return. Why have we moved away from the diamond? Why have we done it? Yes, we had 2 good games against fucking Everton and Newcastle, but we had 20-minute spells in both of them where we were all right. But guess what? It's still not enough. It's still not enough. I don't like Mount that much, but he gives 20 GA a season for midfield. We never had a midfielder like that in Klopp's midfield ever. And what are your thoughts on Brozovic as a DM? Mason Mount didn't play midfield when he got 20 GA. Mason Mount was on the right wing. Mason Mount was also a bit of a stinky midfielder who isn't not getting anywhere close to 20 GA this season. So, and Brozovic is again good player, doesn't really fit the profile I think we need, and is a little bit old. But yeah, I rate Brozovic. Talking by Chester's backup, you still need one more. Apparently, we're interested in Mount now. Joe had keep Matty Longstaff, then take Mount. Who else have you got? Like, go get Hatton Ben Arthur back. He'll probably do a better job. Thoughts on Jeremy Frimpong from Leverkusen? I like him. I've been watching Leverkusen because of Jabby. I like him, and I like Moussa Diaby. But for us, I think the issue is I'd have him, but I don't know whether you'd get the right amount of play time out of him because I just think Klopp wouldn't bench Trent because they're not the same type of player. So if we were to put Jeremy Frimpong into the team, all of a sudden the complete how we create down that side of the pitch completely changes because he doesn't have the passing range or the crossing ability or the range of creativity that Trent Alexander-Arnold has, and we build so much of our team off that, either to its strengths or to its detriment. Buying players is fine, but we also need to sort out the strength, conditioning, training. No point in buying expensive players if Cronmite injures them in training as soon as he gets the hands on them. Our medical staff have been an absolute shambles this year. So many players have been out injured for longer than they should have been. So many players, have picked up weird training injuries. It's just been a shambles. It's been a shambles ever since we won the league. But hey, Barella, Brozovic, yeah. Like I was saying, Barella is more of a box-to-box advanced player, whereas Brozovic sits deeper. They both work well together, but Barella's the better player. We were up in Manic at St. James's Park for 70 minutes. That's the issue. That is the issue. When we went up to when we were up in Man, we looked worse. We really, really did. And that's a major, major, major problem. But we aren't done yet, unfortunately. As much as I wish this season could be done, I wish nothing more than for this season to be done, actually. We've still got lots of games to play. One of these games to play is on Wednesday against Shock Wolverhampton Wanderers for what seems like the 30th time this season, but it's only the fourth. It's only the fourth time this season, but it feels like more. And I'm not looking forward to it. I'm dreading it, to be honest, because Wolverhampton Wanderers have a better midfield than us. And as we have shown, when teams have a better midfield than us, we cannot compete. We cannot compete. We cannot. We cannot. So, they're not really consistent in front of goal until they play us and then get a hat trick of goals, which they hadn't done all season long. Anfield, that's lost its order. We just held 5 to Madrid. We should have been beat by them last time we played at Anfield. In reality, we should have lost 2 of the 3 games we played against them this season. And they only beat them in the replay because both of us played rotated sides, but our backups were able to score and theirs weren't. So, it's a joke, really. It's a shambles. It's a joke. It's whatever other adjective you want to use to describe it. I'm really just not invested in this season. No, I'm really just not invested. I'm really just. It is what it is. Whoop-de-doo. I want to see the kids get some game time. Maybe they can develop nicely to end the season and push us on. But I don't think we've got the consistency for top 4. I really, really don't. Like I said after the Everton game and the Newcastle game, yes, it's all well and good getting these wins. Whoop-de-doo. I need to see it over a longer period of time because we've had multiple false dawns this season. And guess what? We've had another false dawn. So, what team am I putting out for Wolverhampton Wanderers? What team am I putting out for Wolverhampton Wanderers? I am going to go with Alisson in goal. I'm going to go with Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back. I am going to go with. Is Canary fit, or is he still is he going to hold bench for a game and then be back for United? If he's going to hold bench, then put Nat Phillips in. And I'm deadly serious. I'd much rather see Nat Phillips than Matip. Because Matip's just been crap. Matip's been awful. Matip stunk it up. Any other word you want me to use to describe how bad Matip's been, I'd just rather see Nat Phillips at centre back. At least I enjoy watching him. At least he understands his role and doesn't try and be something he's not. And just understands that he's there to kick the ball away, head the ball away, and all that jazz. Left back, Simicast. DM Fabinho. Left centre mid, Bajcetic. Right centre mid. I'd genuinely rather not see any of them. No, Ox. Go chuck Ox in at right centre mid. Ox, Bajcetic, Fabinho. We'll go for that as a midfield 3. Salah, Jota up front, and Nunez. If Nunez is back, that is. If he's not back, then I'd actually no. I'd bench Gakpo. I would. I know he's had a decent little run of form recently, but I want to see Bobby get back into the team. I want to see Bobby have a start ahead of the United game, just so I know what all the options that are available, sort of thing. And I'm able to see it and everything. So that's the point. I mean, who else? Arthur Mello. I don't even think he's fit enough yet. And I think he's done 45 minutes for the under-21s, and that's about it. He wouldn't last in a game like this, so it'll have to be Ox. But yeah, it's really hard to pick a team and get excited for these games because what am I expecting? What am I expecting us to do? What am I expecting us to be? It's just really, really disheartening and downbeat at the minute. But yeah, our medical staff. What medical staff? That's a good point. Our medical staff is broken. You're not wrong. Liverpool's medical staff is run by Conrad Murray. I don't think we will scale the level of success this team has had again. Not with these owners. Klopp did it once. I don't think he can do it again to the extent that we did before. you're probably right there, mate. You are probably right. We are not investing enough to repeat that level of success. How can we expect that level of success? It doesn't add up. But we continue to do it. If anything, I've always said this: the worst thing that we done was be successful without them having to spend money, because then they were able to settle into a mold where they had success without ever having to change how they spent. So then why would they change how they spent? And hopefully maybe this is now the turning point, but probably not. I'm not investing this season anymore. We ain't getting top four. Only game I'm investing this Sunday. If we win that game, I'm fine for the rest of the season. I'm not even asked about something. It'll annoy me for a day if we don't beat them, but I'm not asked because it's not going to change anything. It's not going to do anything. But 90% of the teams in the league have a better midfield than us, so I dread 90% of the games. At least it won't be a massive Gomez partnership again. I never want to see that partnership again. Have I been to Southport? Maybe. Not recently, no. Thing is, should we get top four? Thing is, we should get top four, but we won't because we're too shit. You're probably right. What did you think about Gakpo against Palace? Thought he was actually brilliant when considering what he was working with. I thought the attack was just a bit dead because it didn't get the ball enough, but he had moments. I don't think he was great, though, because I don't think anyone was great. We should get top four because the competition for it is trash and we're not far behind, but we're too trash. We don't have consistency. We can beat the hard teams and lose to the easy teams, and that's the issue. Got a bad feeling Milner starts at right back. He might well do. Canate will be on the bench, and I think he'll start against United. Yeah, I'd like to see, but I think he needs minutes off the bench as well. Nat Phillips should start against Madrid and Palace. Yeah, I like Nat Phillips, and I think he's boss. I think he's a good little player, and we don't use him enough, which is harsh considering that we stop him moving every summer. But hey ho, this club doesn't make sense. Neves, Thiago, and Jude seems realistic and a good. Def in the summer window is a good start. Neves is a weird one because he's also not the profile that I think we need at DM, but I think he's probably he'd be like a Brozovic. If we had him at DM, I think he'd be all right. But it's just, yeah. What's the harm in putting Arthur in the lineup? We've got nothing to lose. He won't last. Start Salah, Firmino, Jota. I want to see that front three. I agree. Pick up yourself, James Rigby. And is he suspended anyway due to the Juventus tobacco still, Arthur? I think that's only in the Serie A, but he is suspended, yeah. Do I trust Klopp with 300 million? No. Gakpo was media against Palace. I agree. Can't believe I'm saying this, but a draw against an informed Man United at Anfield is a good result. Yeah. A 1-0 loss is probably an alright result as well, depending on if we don't get battered. I prefer Josh down the middle. Don't want to see him on the wing. I think he can do the wing, but he is better down the middle. You think the FSG outplaying that's coming up against United will be picked up on TV? Yes. 100% it will. Do you think we get Gvardiol? I think we get one of Gvardiol or Antonio Silva. With Manu Kone, Krepam Thuram, and Jude Bellingham, you will be cooking. I like Kone and I like Thuram. I like one of them because I think they're really good midfielders, and they'd also probably be a lot more willing to accept the rotation role, which I'm all for. I don't think we can guarantee our midfield's bad, so a lot of players will come in and be starters straight away, but I also need players that are willing to accept a bit of a rotation role. I think Kone and Thuram will do that. So I'm all for either of those two. But score prediction for the Wolverhampton Wanderers game. Um, 1-1. 1-1. We'll say 1-1. We'll say that. Who are we going to say for us? Do we have a goal scorer? Let's say. Wow, I actually can't think of a goal scorer. Firmino. Let's give it to Bobby. Bobby can have the goal, and then for them, Cunha or Nunez. Mateus Nunez scoring against us would probably be better storyline, wouldn't it? But look, that Crystal Palace game was crap. The discourse around Keita was stupid. Straight back to reality, we're not good. We're not good. We need a full reset this summer. Might even have to beat the manager, but hey ho. I suggest that, and whoa, how dare I do that? The carry on from me suggesting that we might need to replace the manager. Whoa, how dare I suggest such a heinous thing, such a crime, that I suggest that a manager who's been here 7 years and has zero history of rebuilding teams that he built might not be the correct man for the job. Whoa. Sorry, I didn't realize I'd stepped on people's toes like that. Guardiola be more likely than Silver. Silver would cost more, I think, because of his release clause. I don't think they sell Silver for his release clause, but if they are limiting to his release clause, then yeah, Guardiola. 2-1 to us. I don't see us winning. I really don't see us winning. That's the issue. Do I like Marvel or DC? Old Marvel, so like up until Endgame, yes. So far clear. But DC are doing some good things recently. DC are doing some good things. I like some of the things that they're doing. I say Liverpool will take it 3-1 for a bit of momentum going into the match against Manchester United. That's an ideal result, but Liverpool aren't doing anything ideal this season. So, well, I'd love to believe it, EK. I find it hard to. What's your favourite TV shows / movies? Ooh. TV shows. I like Suits when I watched it. That was decent. I'm liking The Last of Us that's going on now. Breaking Bad was alright. Breaking Bad was good, sorry, not alright. The Walking Dead was alright. Peaky Blinders was good. And movie wise, I'm not really a big movie guy, to be fair. I just watch what I want to watch. Like, I like the John Wicks. The John Wicks were decent. The Rockies and the Creeds, they were good. But like, I've never got into like Star Wars or Harry Potter or that, so I can't say them. Moneyball, I like Moneyball's a good film. And like your normal comedy ones, like that, The Hangovers are good. So yeah, a manager who actually saw the season coming and didn't do anything to avoid it. That statement annoyed the living daylights out of me when he said, "Oh, I saw this coming. We could all see this season coming. Why did you just sit there and watch it? You're the one with the power to change it. If me and Hassan and the countless others could see what was coming, and you could see what was coming, why do all the stuff you done? Why sit there and in the summer tell me that Tyler Morton's a fantastic 8, Curtis Jones is a crucial player, Oxlade-Chamberlain this, Naby Keita that, when you clearly don't believe it, so why would I? Why would I believe it? It's just, if you could see this coming, at least try and stop it. Don't actually enable it by refusing to buy a midfielder and waiting until deadline day to sign Arthur Melo. It's a joke, man. And people sit there and criticise me for getting on his back. Jurgen Klopp is not untouchable at this football club. Jurgen Klopp deserves criticism. And there is a world where Jurgen Klopp may not be the correct manager to lead us forward into our next phase. That's fine. That is fine if that's the case. It's not the end of the world. There is a life to this football club after Jurgen Klopp. 2-1 to Wolves, unfortunately. I could see us losing. Thanos clicked his fingers and made Fabinho's legs disappear. Game of Thrones is the go. See, Game of Thrones, I've never got into it. Like, I struggle with the fantasy stuff. Like, a bit of fantasy I can get behind. If I can believe that it can happen, yeah, I can get behind it. But dragons and that, nah. Also, there's a factor of Game of Thrones about uncles and nieces getting rather close, which doesn't sit right with me. Fabinho's soul is stuck in the quantum realm. That new Ant-Man film's awful, by the way. Phase 4 and Phase 5 or whatever one we're in. Like the last two have been awful. Wakanda Forever was good. Shang-Chi was all right. Spider-Man was good, but not a good film. It was just, me who grew up on Spider-Man and who loves Spider-Man. That was just like it for me. That was just seeing everyone back together. That was the only reason why I liked it, because I don't necessarily think it's a fantastic film. I like the Last of Us TV show because the clickers in it remind me of Fabinho. Fair enough. Thoughts on Redmen TV? I've got no problem with Redmen TV. I know people who work there. I like the people who work there. I've got no problem with it. Roberto De Zerbi is the best young coach in the world. He's better than Arteta. Is De Zerbi still young? I thought De Zerbi was in his 40s. How old is De Zerbi? Let's have a little Google of it. Roberto De Zerbi is 43. Is 43 young? Is 43 young? That's the only thing. Like 43. It's a bit. But if you're saying he's like, again, I think it's a tough one. But I do agree with Roberto De Zerbi's smashing it at the minute. Big up yourself, Cameron. Is there any truth to these Gravenberch rumours? I know that his agent has been to Anfield a couple of times, and I know that he's unhappy at Bayern for not getting the football. So maybe, but I think we've got other names higher up on the list. Klopp could have got Sabitzer on loan or even Unahi for 9 million. Jurgen Klopp could have got Mateus Nunez for 36 million. Instead, we are going to pay 45 million for Mateus Nunez in the summer for no rhyme or reason. Tom likes Spider-Man purely because of Zendaya. My Spider-Man is Tobey Maguire. Tobey Maguire is my Spider-Man. So no, I don't just like Spider-Man because of Zendaya, although it is a really good positive. No, I've been on Spider-Man since 2004, the Spider-Man 2 days. That's the first film I ever watched. That and iRobot. They're the two I have the fondest memories of from my childhood. Tom, is Zendaya your crush like Rihanna's Sam's crush? Yes, Zendaya is fifth. Her and Haley Steinfeld, both of them, wow. Naby is 43 and he still plays in midfield, so I say it young. Oh, Jesus Christ. Would you get Nagelsmann if Klopp leaves Liverpool? No, I would get Amorim, Tuchel, or Xabi Alonso. Klopp could have got Eriksen for free. Klopp could have bought any of the multiple midfielders that were on the market in the summer. But he said Curtis Jones is good enough. He said Morton is good enough and then loaned him out. He said Oxlade-Chamberlain is good enough and hasn't played him in centre mid. Sam, what's the point, man? He could have done so many things, but never going to change. If he changed the manager, which I don't agree with, but I think FSG will sign a manager like Potter, an up-and-coming manager, so we're basically fucked. This is the thing. What manager is there like that, though? Because Amorim is my suggestion. I think Amorim is a up-and-coming manager, but Amorim is an up-and-coming manager who's won a league title and back-to-back domestic cups with two different clubs. That's successful. And I don't think he'd have much trouble adapting to a bigger club. Whereas Graham Potter, his legacy was finishing 12th with Brighton. So obviously he was going to struggle. Tuchel, no. Tuchel's a class manager. I don't get this discourse about Tuchel that he's not good. Tuchel is a fantastic manager. And he might have played negative football at Chelsea, but he played negative football at Chelsea because his team was crap. That team should not have been anywhere near the level that it was, but it was there because of Tuchel's tactics. Imagine what Tuchel could do with Trent, Van Dijk, Salah, Nunez, instead of Lukaku, Havertz, Trevor Chalobah. You know, like he would be stepping into a better team with us. He would be more than happy to find a better tactic, maybe one that is a little bit more, attacking or whatever, and then we're fine. I don't like Nunez. I want McAllister. I think he's better. I don't care who we get. I just want midfielders. I'm really not picky. Who would your sporting director pick be? Paul Mitchell from Monaco. Would you take Conte or Mourinho? I like both of them. I think they're both good managers. I think Mourinho is always my favourite manager, like all-time top manager. I love Jose. I love his style of football. I love what he's achieved with clubs. Jose will always be top, but not this Jose. I don't think this Jose is the one when I could take an Amorim or a Tuchel. Would you take Rafa back right now? 1-0 defensive masterclass are better than 4-3 wins. I agree with the second part of the statement, but I wouldn't take Rafa back. I think Rafa is best to just be left in his own subsection of history. But I agree, defensive masterclass is so much better than an attacking masterclass. Requires so much more requires a much better mentality, much more mental capacity, and much more skill. But people won't like to hear that. Everyone wants to attack, but very few people want to defend. That's why defensive masterclasses are better. Phil Mitchell would do a good job. You'd do better than the nobody that we've got there now because Julian Ward's not retiring, leaving us for Ajax. But yeah, that's where I'm going to end it. I've got another show with Don Hussam and the boys, a therapy session, in 45 minutes. So make sure you go to This Is Football and check that out. If you knew already, hold on. Nasir, you're not looking ahead. Salah, VVD are getting old. Our midfield is old. To rebuild, we need money. FSG don't give money that any other manager will be able to utilise to build a team that can compete. Nasir, Ruben Amorim took a Sporting team from 8th to the title in the space of 1 year with a spend of €6 million. His record signing, €6 million. I think he spent a total of €21 million in his 3.5 years there. Matheus Nunez was sold this summer for more than all of his transfers combined. So Ruben Amorim can work under the budget. Ruben Amorim has built a career off defying the odds and working with the budget. And Tuchel done it at Dortmund and at Chelsea. When he spent big, he never got to see this season out. They weren't his transfers, and in his only full season at the club, he got Lukaku, who he didn't even want. Anyway, big ups yourselves, everyone. Remember to like the video, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, follow the socials that will scroll along the bottom. I will see you at 11 on Donna Sam's channel, and I will see you tomorrow, potentially, for a start of a series. Anyway, everyone, in a bit.